Good afternoon, and welcome back to Three Swords Gaming. We're going to continue our Guild Wars 2 0 to 0, Part 2, the Zeroing. We're going to continue to try and build on this account, right? So it's been a very busy week for me, a lot of nonsense going on. I was sick last week, so I had some hours to make up at work, and just been putting in a lot of time. Haven't been able to do much, so I'm glad to finally have at least a little time to make some progress on this. That's what we're going to do today. So with only about an hour of time available to me, what can we get knocked out? And what I'd like to start with is the collection to get the portal scroll for Wizard's Tower so I can get whatever characters I want into the into the Secrets of the Obscure content. That'll go right here, at least for the near term. Once I get rid of that level 80 boost, then we can drop it right there, and all of our characters can come here to Arenanet or Wizard's Tower or what's the other one? Skywatch Archipelago, I believe. Yeah. So, in order to get various tunes into this content, we're going to go ahead and knock out this collection real quick. That is one tangible thing I can do in the time I have available. Yes, Isgaren, I realize that in spite of the fact that you act like you don't care about what happens to everyone you come in contact with, apparently you do. I understand that. What is the thing that you're asking of me?
Up for ages now.
Mm-hmm.
There has been much conflict in that time, all across the world.
Do tell. I feel like I was there for it. But thank you.
There are items that have been left hidden in the process. It seemed the safest approach. But the situation has changed.
Yeah?
They must be recovered. Our gift to the people of Tyria is that they never know just how much danger they've been in.
So, a couple things. One, it seemed best to Isgaren. I mean, let's just pick on Arenanet for a minute, right? Because I love doing that. It seemed best to Isgaren to just leave a whole bunch of super powerful magical artifacts lying around Tyria. That was the best course of action up until now. Just leave them where they are. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong? But now, lo and behold, turns out we are reconsidering that. Maybe we should go get these magical items. All right, Isgaren, I'll do that for you. My gift to the world is that, or our gift. Thank you for including me in this, Isgaren. Our gift to the people of Tyria is that they never know just how much danger they've been in. That is really a double-edged gift, isn't it? Is that... That's like something you would say about a child, right? The best thing I could do for my child is not actually let them know that they've been in mortal danger, right? Like if you were evacuating a child out of a war zone, maybe you would say that about the child. I feel like that's a really terrible thing to say about an entire civilization. Why am I being attacked by a sea scorpion? I feel like I don't want that. Oh, but he died easy enough. Okay, we got a relic.
Good, you found it. The amulet's power faded ages ago, but the knowledge of Akim must be kept secret.
Yeah? Why is that? So apparently this,
has been forgotten among mortals, but the legacy of their work is eternal. It's how they would have wanted it.
Alright, also, weird note, it's fine if you want to call the commander they, because, after all, there's no telling if the commander is a Surin or human and male or female or whatever, that's cool. Why is Akim a they? Presumably Akim was a very specific person. Was that Akim's chosen pronoun? I mean, come on. People who say that Arenanet does that out of convenience, I don't believe it. And if Arenanet wants to make a statement, that's fine, whatever. But it feels very heavy-handed. Alright. We got one. Let me switch screens here. Let's see what the next one is. The next one is in... is it in ore? Do we have a couple that are in ore? Let's not go to ore quite yet when we are closer to other things. Let's go to Divinity's Reach. Let's get the one that's up here. That way we're not literally waypointing like a star pattern across the map, right? Because that's not necessarily the most efficient way of doing things. Admittedly, a couple silver for teleportation or, the waypoints doesn't seem like that much, but it's also just an unnecessary expenditure, right? It's a gold sink. That's what it's intended to do, and that's what it does, and I get it. That's fine. But they could sink a little less gold for me. Thank you very much. I will take a curry bun. Super appreciate it. Does this Garen have something to say about the curry bun? The noble does. The noble also wants a curry bun. This is Farron's brother. If you guys don't know like the deep lore, this guy right here is this Garen's brother. He's having an affair with Arita, but he doesn't want anyone to know. That's why he's not talking while we're standing here. Okay, what's the next one? Should we go to Ore now, or what else we got? We got Mount Maelstrom. We got Ascalon. What's closer, Maelstrom or Ascalon? I mean, Ascalon is, I guess. All right, bloop. Tangible things, one at a time. That's what I want to do in 0 to 0. Some of them are going to take a lot, though. And there is the kind of the issue. I'm going to reach a decision point. At some point in time, I need to decide if I want to do the legendary weapon or not. And again, like the issue with the legendary weapon is, do I actually want to do map completion? Map completion is not that hard in the grand scheme of things. It's really not. Not that big a deal. But it is time consuming, and it's hardly like compelling gameplay, right? So is that something that I really want to do? I don't know. I'll have to make a decision on that. I'm leaning away from it, like full disclosure. But it is fun to complete a legendary. Like I do like when I have successfully completed it. It's just sometimes the process getting there doesn't always feel good. Why did this person just tell me the next waypoint? Ah, see, they're doing it backwards.
For obvious reasons, we can't risk it being discovered, but perhaps I can restore it for your use later.
Yeah, so here is Garen's basically saying, like, this was a teleportation thing. Maybe I can make it into a teleportation thing again, which is, of course, exactly what what he does. It becomes a teleportation thing for us to get to the, what is this? The Horn of Maguma. The Horn of Maguma. All right. Ooh. Okay. And we're doing this on this character so that because this character has the most map unlocked. That's why. I do not have a more compelling reason than that. It's easiest for this character to get around the map. Also, a lot of our Return to content will probably be done on our story character, because our story character already has access to all those maps. Whereas we would have to buy scrolls or find a way to gain access to those maps with like the Necro or other characters. Because we just got our Revenant to level 80 last time I played, and I have to boost character to 80 to free up that shared inventory slot, which is cool. Like, I love having level 80 characters, and I love... Why do I not have gathering tools? This is some nonsense. It's just a pick that I don't have. Alright. I really want this platinum, and I'll tell you why. Because one of the things I committed to on this playthrough is leveling 2 crafting professions to level 400. That is going to require materials. It's going to require a lot of materials. We're probably going to end up buying materials. Oh, man, I got a lot of, like, stuff. Oh, yeah. What did I come here for? Thanks, buddy. You're always here for me, hanging out in the mist when I need you. I am, like, flabbergasted that more people don't just use Obsidian Sanctum. Like, if you want a VIP pass, that's cool. Like, you should spend money on it if it's something you want. That's kind of like how economics works, right? I want a thing, I'm going to spend money on. But there is absolutely no reason for anyone to ever buy a VIP pass when, like, Obsidian Sanctum is so accessible. The only thing Obsidian Sanctum doesn't have, and by the way, you used to be able to go to a Mystic Forge in World vs. World. They removed that because people were using it for convenience, and it was problematic for the maps. Like, the maps would queue just because people were, not exclusively because people were at the Mystic Forge, but like that was a contributing issue. Oh no, those jerks really tricked you, didn't they? Thank you. I appreciate the thing that you have given me. I will be forever grateful for the thing. Should also definitely grab platinum. Just it's one of the harder ores to come by. Platinum and iron. I always found it like very entertaining. I completely understand how in-game economics work. I mean, not completely like I'm an economics expert, but like I understand how in-game economics work. I'm not like super hung up on the fact that iron costs more than gold. I understand why that is in terms of supply and demand within the game. But I always found it funny that iron is worth significantly more than gold in the Guild Wars 2 economy. Like it's just kind of it's worth way more in Guild Wars 2 for the exact same reason that gold is worth more in real life. Because demand is so much higher than supply, right? Cayenne peppers, also super valuable. They're basically like as valuable as gold, right? Cayenne peppers, worth their weight in gold. Keep going. This spot blew my mind first time I was introduced to it. Like way back in core. When someone's like, hey, did you know about the weird spot in Straits of Devastation? And I was like, no. They're like, it's a gate. It's going to be content later. Apparently, this is the content they were referring to.
Ages ago, this vault was constructed by the Astral Ward to house that tainted bloodstone sensor. It was no longer safe there. I suspected the Cryptus might already have used it to enter Tyria and would be lying in ambush. No matter though, you've recovered it now. It will be kept safer in the Wizard's Tower.
Do I understand correctly that he was expecting us to get ambushed and we didn't? Was that a letdown for him? That we just did not just straight get like murked when we tried to recover that? Huh. How do I feel about that? How do I feel? Oh, is the other one on this map too? Yeah, the jumping puzzle's on this map as well. Alright. So they did, I guess, in this, you know, I joke about like this being the content, but apparently this is the content that now has explained what that door was. Because that door for the longest time was like confusing. A lot of people thought that it was actually just an alternate entrance to Sparkfly Glen here. But that wouldn't have made much sense since the entrance is right there. Like to have a second one right there, it just wouldn't have made any sense from like a gameplay design perspective. So clearly that's not what it was. And then you know, there was like a theory that it was a dungeon that was just never completed or something like that. I don't know. I have no idea what the door was actually there for. But we now are told in game it was some kind of Astral Ward thing. It was housing a bloodstone sensor, which is what sensor is similar to a scepter, right? Okay, cool. Happy to hear about it. Super good. Good things. Let's see, what are we aiming for here? Aiming to go about where Lone Post is. We're more or less headed the right direction. We're right above the waypoint. We should get it. If we already had our underwater skimmer stuff, then we would just have dived down and got it. But, bloop, 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 don't have it. Just one of the tasks we will be working on. Let's see. We actually want to come over here, don't we? Yeah, we actually want to kind of come over this way. Do we have that? We do have that one. I quite liked this like jumping puzzle sort of thing going on here. Like when core game was the only game. So kind of at launch for the first couple years after launch, like I was a big fan of this jump puzzle. Maybe just because it's not that hard. Maybe that's why I liked it so much. I'm not a Chalice of Tears enjoyer. Oh, boo. Boo. I made it harder than it needed to be. was not designed with gliding in mind. Shouldn't glide while you're doing it. I say, as I glide. Gliding is helpful right here, though. I often mess that jump right there up. Oh, look, there's 10 achievement points towards the, what were we going for? 5,000? I think we were going for 5,000. It shouldn't be that bad. While we're messing around, we're going to get a lot of the achievement points.
You found it. Very good. I was beginning to think it was lost forever. Voss always held such wisdom and such belief in Tyria and its people. After losing her, I thank you for retrieving the tome. It will be of great use to me.
Yep, no problem. That's what I'm here for. Alright, the only thing we got left... Yeah, the only thing we got left is to do a rift. Are there rifts on this map, though? I think there are rifts on this map, aren't there? No. Yeah, we might as well go to Skywatch Archipelago, then. Makes as much sense as anything. We gotta be up there anyway, so... let's see, what's the high point? Oh, I don't have the waypoint here yet. That would have been a good starting point for a rift. Getting to rifts in Skywatch Archipelago is brutal. Just brutal. Does not feel good, honestly. I don't like it. Of course, I don't like rifts. I think they're poor content. And speaking of like bad things, speaking of Arenanet and bad things, sorry, laughed almost for a minute. Which of course will send me into a coughing fit because I'm still recovering from my illness. Yeah, so today, Arenanet did like a blog post for September and was like, oh, by the way, remember alliances? That's really not going according to plan, and we don't know when it's going to happen. Didn't see that coming, and by didn't see that coming, I mean that was 100% completely predictable. If someone who's been around this game for a number of years, if you've been around this game for at least 5 years and you did not see that coming, it is because you either have not been paying attention or you were like hopelessly optimistic about the state of the game. Because that is something that you should see coming. So I'm not gonna like doom the game and say that like that it's going into maintenance mode next week. But I will 100% say when this game does enter maintenance mode, gross mismanagement is going to be the reason why. It's not because of the game itself. The game itself is fantastic. The combat system is good. The world building is fantastic. It's just super cool. Like all this, awesome. Most encounters and things that are combat related are cool. What is going to destroy this game? Mismanagement from like a business perspective, without a doubt, no question, 100%. Super comfortable saying that because their track record is they have no idea how to like do things like backwards planning. They apparently have no idea how to do like PR. What a mess! What a mess! Yes. So by all means, give up on alliances because you are justified in giving up on alliances. But again, I thought that was super predictable, and I believe I said that like a year ago, that I don't think alliances are ever going to come, and I still don't think alliances are ever going to come. But you'd have to go back through hundreds of hours of video, because I just make nonsense videos that no one watches. So that's a lot of video to go through to try and find where I said alliances are never going to be a thing. A statement which I do stand by.
They'll have to hit much harder.
This should be the last thing we need, and we can go get our portal scroll for Wizard's Tower. In theory, right? That should be it, I I think that was it. Unless I'm bad at reading the wiki, which is a possibility. I'm like 80% illiterate. So maybe. So weird how long Soto maps take to load versus the rest of Syria. Really bizarre. Alright, Isgaren. I did things. I've come to tell you about the things that I did.
Fine work. The secrets of the Astral Ward are safe once again. Trust me. It is better for Tyria if we remain hidden. For now.
I like the way he said, trust me.
You continue to prove your value to the board. Feel free to keep that stone to return here whenever you like.
Cool, thanks, man.
There will likely be much need of your skills in the future.
That's because I'm amazing. Thank you, Isgaren. I appreciate the stone. I will put it to good use.
Did you see Urchik fight by the
I like it when Urchik, like, fanboys over us. Feels good, man. Alright. With that done, we have the scroll, but nowhere to put it. Man, do we want to go ahead and boost character right now? Like, I mean, is it really that interesting when we boost characters? Like, I mean, it's not content. It's not interesting. You want to boost a Mesmer? I don't want to boost. This is just storage tune right now. I think we're going to do some crafting on this tune. So there will be levels there from crafting. Let's boost our Mesmer. Free up an inventory slot. Oh, we got like all kinds of... Why do I have an identity repair kit here? And a total makeover kit. What was I doing to this character? I also have a... Like... Alright. I don't remember what I was doing with this character, but there is some nonsense going on here. Put that there. Actually, you know what? Mesmers use spears, don't they? We'll just keep it in our inventory. Oh. Was I on this character when I ordered the expansion? I must have been. So the problem with that is, at least previously, that would actually obstruct whatever we choose out of that from unlocking in the like the collection. Warhorn. Why not? Bam. Warhorn skin. Okay, it did unlock. They must fix that in one of the patches. Are you kidding me? Eagle Eye Warhorn skin. I shouldn't have typed that to get rid of something that would have cost like 15 silver on the trading post.
You've got gold, right?
I do in fact have gold. Yeah, I guess we'll hang on to that. Alright. Let's boost this character. Is Selly Mesmer good? I strongly suspect it's not. I guess if I really wanted my money's worth out of that boost, I would have boosted a character where there's already like a celestial build as like you know, like a really good choice. What's going on here? Don't care. Yep, consume it. I confirm. I 100% confirm. Thank you. Package of old equipment. Don't need it. What's going on here? Yeah, I used that skin on that hat just to get rid of it. Well, no, wait. Yeah, there we go.
Always a pleasure.
Go team. I was hoping that was Abyss or Celestial. Oh, we didn't get any dies that we already had. That's actually like really good luck. Because too often, that's what you get. Is like, you only have 7 dies on your account, and like 4 of them will be duplicated when you open that die kit. I think Lion's Arch Survivor has some of the dies. Oh, I already have in Hamilton Plays. My favorite die to take when I boost character. You know, on this tune, we could go after Electro Pink. Cool. Alright, the rest of this stuff can just sit in their inventory for right now. Alright. Oh, those things automatically fill. Cool. Now, while we're here, you know what we could do since we're literally standing... Another tangible thing that we can work on? Since we're literally in Civil Waste right now? We can gather. We can gather things. Which needs to be done if we want... Although, I mean, we're on, like, whatever build they gave us. Which is less than optimal. So we're going to have to get Virtuoso on this character. For sure. Not right now, but we're going to need to do it. I think I also have several mastery points still to get on this map from like the different legendaries that pop up. Maybe we'll get lucky and one will pop up while we're here. But probably not. We can at least do a little bit of gathering before we switch off to another tune. It is going to advance our return to achievements, so when we look at... Wrong button. That's a side story. Where are my side stories? Return to Gates of Maguma and Entanglement. Ore Miner. Oh, Dry Top. That's Dry Top. Dry Top. Silver Waste. Yeah, we still need a harvesting. That's like the only thing we need for that. And then we also need to... Oh, get out of town, man. Is that a weekly right now or something like that? I don't think it is. No, it's not right now. That one's at least a little bit better. If we're going to do any of this stuff, this is what we really should do. Just because of sheer value of these. Like, we should do a whole bunch of... Oh, tier 3 rifts? I don't know about that. I don't know, it's worth the effort to try and run those down. But yes. Back on point. Gathering. Return to achievements. Some of that's going to be rough. I was thinking about it last night. The stupid centaur, Lake Doric. I don't know what we're going to do with that. If we had a tag on this map, I'd say we just put together a squad ourselves. Hey. But I don't have a tag on this account. So we're going to have to kind of... What I'm hoping, actually, what I'm hoping for, is that at some point in the relatively near future, they make centaurs, like where it says, like on weeklies, it should say like kill 100 things, right? There tends to be that for a weekly. Defeat 100 Mordrum. I'm kind of hoping at some point it's 100 centaurs. And people will, in theory, flock to that event because that event is going to give you like 40, 50 centaurs if it's done right. And that'll be the time to get that event for our return to achievements. Because just like randomly going to the map and thinking you're going to get it is not going to work. These days, it just like that's one of several events where we're going to struggle to get what we want. I really should do something with this besides just leaving it the way it is. And yet I'm far too lazy. We'll switch here in a second. We're not going to try and complete all these achievements right now. It's just not worth it. I want to achieve other tangible things. There's another thing that is very easy to make tangible progress on, which will require creating another character. And that is the character, was it the adventure guide or whatever it is? Character adventure guide. I said I was going to do that on a brand spanking new character. And although I don't know. How do I want to go about that? It's a worthwhile question. Maybe we'll go ahead and create that character and start on that today. Maybe not. Another thing we can start working on, and it would actually benefit us to start working on, is crafting, right? So one of the things, actually, we'll talk about it more in depth here in a minute. But one of the things that I wanted to do was specifically get the Revenant armor as part of, of the mini skins that we're going to try and unlock. I want one of them to be Revenant armor, right? And that requires the acquisition of certain existing armor skins in heavy armor. So armor crafting for heavy armor is going to be one of the craftings that we raised, one of the two crafting professions that we raised to level 400. Because that way in the process of doing that, we unlock those. And we get closer to the Revenant armor. So I do want to front load leveling that to 400 so that we get that knocked out. Because I'm excited about unlocking that armor. We'll throw it on a Revenant. I think those are like really great skins. There are some skins that have stood the test of time in the game, whether it's armor or weapons. And that armor set is definitely included in that, in my opinion. Alright. Well, we're closer. We're closer. There. We gathered some stuff. I don't care about that. Let's go ahead and drop that thing in that shared inventory slot. Oh yeah, this map's going to take 45 minutes to load. Man, that eggplant parmesan is going to be amazing. I should have set a timer. It's alright, OBS has a timer for me. Been recording for 34 minutes. Got about 20 minutes left. Alright, sweet. You think we should salvage the Skyforge stuff? We'll still unlock the skins if we throw it in the Mystic. But with Ectoprice where they are right now, we could just salvage it. Let's do it. Oh, forgot about those. Alright, we'll just do it this way.
Mine. All mine.
And those skin unlocks move us closer to our goals with skin unlocks as well. We only got 3 ecto out of that, though. That's a little bit of a buzzkill.
This is most remarkable.
Alright. Now, let's unlock the Revenant skin collections. There's also some ascended weapons that are associated with the Revenant thing. And they're really cool. Like Mist Cleaver and whatnot. They're really nice skins. I like them quite a lot. Did I not order weapons for this character? We are on like level 20 weapons here trying to do this hero point with this person. And they're achieving nothing, and we don't have the ability to achieve anything, so this hero point's going to take half an hour. Why aren't you doing any damage, buddy? I know why I'm not doing any damage. Why aren't you doing any damage? Look, I don't even have utility skills. This is embarrassing to everyone involved. At least it's not glancing blows because of our level. We're just not doing any real damage, that's all. I'd use skill 5, but... Well, nah, he's on an axe. That's a ranged weapon. He's fine. What's the other weapon? I think we got hammer right now. Is the other weapon? Man. How did I not... These are awesome. Some of these black line weapon skins that are like provided via the scraps or whatever are just so good. And it's a shame that that's the acquisition process for them because they are super good. And this is a great example. These are... Where'd they go? These they look amazing. I think they're great. Another set that I thought was absolutely fantastic was the ones that like have like the book theme to them. I thought those were super good too. All right. Each one of these is going to unlock a recipe.
Just one more confirmation of how great I am.
It's a weird noise. I never noticed it before. All right, so we got all those chests. You see, like little achievement bars there. Hey, do that the right way. So that's going to be kind of our path forward. Oh no, we're encumbered. How did that happen? It's an absolute disaster. There we go. That worked. I don't care about that right now. Oh, look at that. We actually had some other armor we could have used. But you forgot about it. Well, we don't need to be holding one of each of those. I forgot how haphazard we were with leveling this character.
Begin destruction protocol.
Oh, that sounds easy.
Yeah.
Hope we survived the trip there.
We get to see some action.
Nice.
We're not swiping books from some dusty library, girl.
We're going into the heat of battle against dangerous foes.
Like I said, nice.
Ooh. Alright, good times. How about? Sure, why not? Cherry almond bars sound amazing. Not as good as eggplant parmesan right at this moment, but they do sound amazing. Oh, nice. Our game will restart in 2 hours. Well, should we work off the assumption? Actually, I think it's going to boot us if we go to change characters. That's really annoying. But maybe they fixed... maybe what they did and what they should have done, quite frankly, if we're like being honest with each other, is hopefully they... Oh, yeah, look at that. We'll fix that another time. Hopefully they fix fractals. because they're doing Fractal Rush, and a bunch of the fractals are broken. And while it doesn't necessarily impact me personally, because I haven't been participating in Fractal Rush, and while we probably will here in the next few days, I'm not gonna be doing like CMs. But for the folks who are trying to do that stuff, like they're super frustrated, and they should be, because they can't do the stuff they want to do. All right. Where are the collections for collections? Specialization collections. Here's what I was looking for. Yeah. Mistword stuff. There we go. So see, all that armor? We need to craft that armor. And then there's some other things we need to do too. Like, beat that boss, kill a bunch of bandits, and buy some stuff in Heart of Thorns. Alright, what happens when we try and change characters? I think we're going to get booted. We did not. Alright, bear with me. We're going to go ahead and just load the patch. Black screen. Terrifying. This is what it looks like in World vs. World right now. This is alliances. You are seeing alliances right now. And this glimpse into the future should bother you deeply. Alright, cool. Where are we at here? Alright. Got it. Man, Hammer Spellbreaker is cool. Level 15 core Hammer Warrior. Less compelling. It's alright. She won't be 15 for long. We're about to do a whole bunch of crafting. Well, we're about to do 10 minutes worth of crafting, I suppose. Or maybe we'll do 5 minutes worth of crafting and 5 minutes worth of creating a character specifically designed to complete the character adventure guide. Should we call her character adventure guide? No. So I thought about making like some kind of random Asura for that. Change it up because I have all these female human characters. But I decided not to. Because I like playing what I like playing. And if you pay money for a video game, you should enjoy it. If you pay money to have a bad time, you don't deserve to have money. Does that seem unkind? Because to me it seems like super logical, right? If you drive a car only to crash that car, you should not have a car. Like, you don't deserve it. And if you spend your money on things that you literally do not like, you don't deserve to have money. Makes perfect sense to me. Armor. Weaponsmith. Where's my armorsmith? Right over here in the corner, right? Hello, Pula. I want to be an armorsmith. Please teach me to be an armorsmith.
Just one more confirmation
Ah.
of how great I am.
You're the best. Thanks, Pula. Look, I leveled up from talking to Pula. Alright, there it is. Kind of weird. Alright. So let's start out. Leveling crafting is an interesting thing. Now what we're not going to try and do is like unlock a whole bunch of recipes because, again, I don't do that on alt accounts. That's like a main account thing, right? How many recipes can I unlock is a main account thing. How quickly can I get to level 400 is an alt account thing. What they no longer, I don't think they're even available anymore. But what they used to have is crafting boosters, and crafting boosters were like great for this. But I think they quit producing those when they did the overhaul to boosters. It's also worth noting that it used to be that if you just took a character like this, it was like level 19, and said, I'm going to go from 0 to 400 crafting in a profession, like before you knew it, this character was like level 70 something. Then they nerfed that hard because people were literally like calculating the gold cost of just leveling a character to 80. And there was like a specific gold cost. So people were basically buying their levels, right? and they would rather that those people who want to skip the leveling process just pay a mess of money, like 25 US dollars, to buy an item in the gem store, which is highway robbery. The fact that that item costs that much is like appalling. It's in here somewhere. Like the level 80 booster, is it not? I mean, it should be. I'm just not seeing it because I try to look away when I see it in the gem store. But it should be in here somewhere. I hate these two. In my opinion, this is as close as Guild Wars 2 ever came to like pay to win. It was the Waypoint Unlock package. It's like, do you want to skip a bunch of running around? Which I get it. Like some people do want to skip. Oh, there it is. It looks like that, which looks stupid. Yeah, 25 US dollars to be a level 80, and then 25 and like $12.50, so about $37.50 to unlock a whole bunch of waypoints. So for $52.50, you can just skip that whole process and go straight to like having a whole bunch more of the game accessible to you. And I think that's disappointing. Like that, I think that is actually an indictment on Guild Wars 2 that they decided to go that route. All right, let's craft a whole bunch of bolts of juke.
Just me, or am I amazing?
Yay, go team. We can't. Oh, might as well craft those while we're crafting things. Yep. So we're gonna use up all our resources here for a minute, just for a minute. I don't even know if we'll make it to 75 right now. But let's just go bananas on crafting, and because we're gonna focus on one profession at a time, and even then, we're probably gonna end up buying supplies here in the near future to continue that process. I need some supplies. I need lumps of tin, but just give me a few because it doesn't take much of that particular item to like move forward pretty quick. Wrong thing. To move forward pretty quick on this particular point. And we don't even have that much copper, so. See, look, we still have a ton of tin left over. Alright, production. Alright. Well, we've used up all those. I would have liked to have done that so they were, like, exhausted, like white, but that's okay. Let's make a couple of insignia. Oh, actually, you know what we should have done? Alright, let's make 3 full sets of armor. And that will probably get us to where we've kind of exhausted this. And actually, you know what? I shouldn't have done 6 because we can't do full sets of armor yet. These are only 4 things. Oh, it already turned white. Alright, well. It is what it is, man. See, we'll just sell extra things. Like, it's just, at this level, it's not worth stressing over too much. So I have like a lot of people feel like the crafting process in Guild Wars 2 is like really bad. I understand why they feel that way. I don't know what better looks like though. I don't know in the other MMORPGs that I played, it didn't necessarily feel any better. Like I like BDO was really interesting from a crafting perspective, but I don't know that it felt better than Guild Wars 2. Final Fantasy 14, did it feel better for me? Keeping in mind, I never made it to like max level in any of these games. I tried them for a while and I just struggled with them in terms of like getting like way into them. What's another one that I played? Terra? Did I play Terra? Did it have crafting? It must have had crafting, right? Did it? I don't remember crafting. Surely it did though. All right, we're at level 35. can't do anything else there. We can make some more. We can now do helmets. But can we apply those things to helmets? Let's find out. Maybe we can't, and I just like... Ah, we can. Alright, cool.
Sharp blades, sharp mind.
Yep, sounds good. Alright. Should we just salvage all this? Let's sell these 3. I'm sure they go for like nothing. Nothing meaningful at least. I assume that value is based off the crafting material that went into it, like the the horns or teeth or whatever it is, blood, venom, etc. All right. Wait a minute. No. You know what? Let's do with this. I know what we want to do with this. I should have thought of this earlier. Actually, can this character actually wear some of this stuff? Yeah, these things do well, you know what? I don't care. At this point, I don't care. So let's use this thing. Let's just leave it on that character. Oh man, that eggplant parmesan is like done in just a few minutes. Nice. All right. Alright, yay, research notes. Barely, any, but a handful. 16. Cool. At some point, we're going to need research. Wait, it's what? Ah, is that another empty bag slot? Why is it on this character? Oh, because this isn't the character I boosted. What am I thinking? Alright, good times. She gained a couple levels out of that, just out of that process. That was mostly due to the character adventure guide. Speaking of which, before we log out, Arabella Rin, right? So the deviation there from the Aether Watch theme that I usually go with, but let's follow that theme again and do something Rin. We'll do a mechanist. We need a mechanist. Let's give Arabella a sister. This is going to be our character adventure guide character. Ooh, I wasn't done. You know what? This doesn't matter. We'll use a makeover kit. So who cares? Who cares? Do I have any of these skins already unlocked? Let's do the backpack. She's angry. What is she angry about? What was Arabella? I don't remember which of these Arabella was. Doesn't matter. We're not RPing. What do we like for an NG? Cormier, why not? Yeah, we'll do Persephone. I like that. Do you like that? I like that. Let's do it. Did I spell it right? Does it matter if I spelled it right? Probably not.
We're under attack.
Oh no, we're under attack. Run with your backpack, you. So whenever I go through this is like a super weird like thing that is like the stupidest thing ever, right? Whenever I go through the tutorial, it always reminds me of the fact that in Guild Wars 1 there was this very distinct thing where instead of the tutorial being like kind of an instance thing like this, and it only lasted for a few minutes, and it's not really a tutorial at all, but It introduces you to the world. It's really more about world building than it is about teaching you to play the game. And it just lasts a few minutes, right? We're on our way, because we're skipping the wait at the gate part, and we're just going to go around. It's going to be over in a minute. But in the first Guild Wars game, like, there was this whole other part of the world that was like the introduction. And because everyone was one race, it was just the same for everyone. No, not my first character. Not even close. I've just created a new character. In the first game, the tutorial was like an area where you could stay indefinitely, versus an instance like this. And people would actually, of course, max level was much lower, right? Max level was level 20. And people would never leave the tutorial. They would find a way to level to max 20, and it was really a trick, because what you had to do is you had to level up your enemies in order to be able to get experience from them, so that you could then level up. I always think about this, because you do get experience from these centaurs, right? And it's like, how could somebody, possibly stay in like this instance long enough to like actually, because we got experience from those centaurs, right? So we could, in theory, kill centaurs and make it all the way to level 2, which I've never bothered to do because it just seems like such a dumb thing, like a colossal waste of time. But in theory, you could do it. Now, I assume you cannot get much further, and I assume at some point, like, you're gonna get booted from the instance for one reason or another, whether there's a patch or something. So I am confident it is truly impossible to level meaningfully in this tutorial instance, or in this introductory instance. And maybe that's why they did it this way versus pre-searing Ascalon in the first game, is because, there are so many people who have characters that have never left pre-searing Ascalon. I never did a pre-searing only character. It was just never something that I had particular interest in. But I always found it fascinating that people did that. It was like a part of the game that I just did not touch, that fascinated me about other players. And of course in Guild Wars 2 it's just impossible, but whenever I go through that introductory instance, that's what it makes me think of. Alright, so character adventure guide. The only thing that this character is going to do, except not the only thing that this character is going to do. So this skyscale, in chat, like, hey, how do I go about the skyscale? You got two options. In fact, you know what? So, hey, here's the deal with this guy, this gal. She's going to do character adventure guide. And that's the only thing she's going to do. Let's switch characters and talk about the skyscale real quick, because we actually got two options here. And let's go to Tasha, because she's the right character to discuss this on. So if both of them are going to require the purchase of an expansion. The expansion or of DLC, because one of them will require an expansion and Season 4. The original way to get it was to own Path of Fire and then to own Season 4. Path of Fire is going to give you like the core mounts and stuff like that, and it's going to allow you to begin the process, but then you will have to go through Season 4, and I'm going to circle back around to that in a minute. The faster way, though, is if you own Secrets of the Obscure, which is the most recent expansion, came out, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago today? No, today's not Tuesday, today's Thursday. Anyway, it came out a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, whatever the case may be. With this expansion, they wanted everyone else to get Skyscale because it is simply the highest quality of life thing in the game. And I fully believe that. I fully believe nothing gives more quality of life to Guild Wars 2 in summer of 2023 than having a Skyscale. So you get this expansion, play through the story, and at a certain point in the story, it's going to send you right over here to talk to Skyscale Trainer Diane. And Skyscale Trainer Diane is going to get you started on a collection. Let's look at that collection. Secrets of the Obscure. Where does it actually fall under? Is it just Horn and Maguma? It's a new friend right here. So Diane is going to get you started on this collection. This collection is going to give you your Skyscale. And then other masteries here in this expansion are going to round out your ability. That Wall Spring here, Combat Launch here, are going to give you additional abilities in your skyscale to catch you up with everyone else in the game. This is, as of summer 2023, for a brand new player, this is the route that I would recommend going. Now, some folks get a little frustrated with this first step, skyscale egg, because kind of what you got to do is you got to fly all over this map and the other map of the expansion, which is Amnitas up here, and you got to find these nests. And in one of these nests, and it's RNG dependent, is going to be a skyscale egg, and that's the first step. But because it's RNG, players get frustrated. If you already have Path of Fire, and you don't want to buy this expansion, then you're still going to need to spend money if you don't have Season 4. Unfortunately, the other route requires you to have Season 4 and Dragonfall here. Well, not just Dragonfall, it's going to require all of Season 4. Because you're going to go back and get map currencies for the from all the other maps in Season 4. So, let's see here. Story Journal. Season 4, you're going to require all this. When you get to Season 4, over here, once you've completed the Season 4 story, in this general ballpark, right about there, give or take, Goric is going to have some collections. You have 1, 2, and 4 from Season 4. Yes, you're just going to need to, when you get the opportunity, you're going to need to buy the other chapters. Because what it's going to require from you is the currencies. So, actually, that was the wrong thing. If we were to go to our material storage here. I need a drink. There we go. Alright. If we go to our material storage. And where are the currencies I'm looking for? These currencies right here. Crocotite, Difluorite, Inscribed Shards, Lumps of Mistonium, Branded Masses, and Mistborn Motes. You're going to need a stack of each one of those. Now, fortunately, generating that currency, if you do the achievements, and you don't even need to do all of them. Side stories, Return to, and you do Return to Daybreak, Bug in the System, Long Live the Lich, Star to Guide Us, All or Nothing, and War Eternal. If you do a handful of these, right here at Tier 3, it's going to give you a stack of the materials. That is going to greatly expedite the process of getting Skyscale. But ultimately, it is still going to be something of a lengthy process. So those are really your two options. Is talk to Goric when you've completed the story for Season 4. Because you might as well just grind through that whole story. It's going to... The story from those other maps... Oh, well, we can't look at those maps from here, can we? So, like, Dragonfall here, Istan, Korna, Jahai, up here, Thunderhead Peaks, like, the story from all those is going to contribute to those achievements to give you the currency. So my recommendation is play the entire story for Season 4, then talk to Goric, follow the collections. You're going to want to have roughly 100 to 110 gold on hand as well. That is the more time-consuming process, the slightly more expensive process. But if you don't want to buy Secrets of the Obscure, that is the way that you're going to end up going. Those are really the only two options to get Skyscale. Do I think at some point, a couple years from now, they will simply give everyone Skyscale? Maybe. But I think we're a couple years away from that. I thought there was a possibility they would do that with this expansion, but clearly that is not the case at this point in time. So, to kind of give you the shortest answer possible, those are your two routes. Yeah. And Secrets of the Obscure is a pretty good expansion, honestly. If I'm being 100% honest, I think they did a pretty good job with it. I don't love everything about it, but I love a lot of things about it. And so if you have the disposable income, and I understand not everyone has the disposable income, but if you have the disposable income, it's probably worth it at the end of the day. So, yeah, no problem. All right, well, this is actually a pretty good point to end on, simply because my eggplant parmesan is done. And we made some moderate progress in our goals in terms of some tangible things. Made a little bit of progress on our Return to achievements. We boosted a character just to free up an inventory slot. I don't know, maybe we'll do something with that character later. We have a character that we know is going to be our character adventure guide character, so we'll work on that going forward. And maybe, off stream, I'll do a little map achievement or map completion on this character in an effort to, maybe do a legendary further down the road. We'll see. I don't know. Map completion is not fun anymore. I did map completion like 15 times on my main account. I don't know that I ever want to do it again, if I'm being completely honest. But maybe I will. I don't know. Anyway, I'll be back on tomorrow night for a touch longer than this, and then I'll be on this weekend because I have some time free this weekend. So I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you, and have an awesome weekend.